It definitely makes me feel proud. I've been telling people, I've been talking about it with my wife. Na, syempre, 11 years in, every time there's a contract renewal, you're not sure what's going to happen. Kasi syempre, you need to be able to live up to your current contract and for people to see potential in you for another one. So para sa akin, it makes me very happy and proud na the GMA is entrusting me with another contract. And sa totoo lang, it makes me feel very fulfilled kasi I put in a lot, all my work, all my life's work and effort has been with GMA for this past 11 years. So to know that I will still be with them makes me very happy.
Congrats.
I must say it did not change it at all. No, I mean, a lot of you guys know I've been with Megan for 11 years already, a bit longer than my showbiz career. And we've always been very in tune, even before we got married. Para sa amin, marriage was more of a formality kasi everything, living together, talking about finances, talking about the various issues that married couples would already deal with, we were dealing with already and more kasi we would work together, we would do teleseries together, which would require us to be together 24/7. So para sa akin, in terms of changes, because of the marriage, because of the wedding, wala naman masyado. I think there were more changes because of the pandemic, to be honest. Sorry, what is that, James? I didn't get that. No, I don't think so. I think that I've been vlogging since 2013, sa totoo lang. So it's been a really, really long time. And I don't think that there will be issues of balance and time. Sa totoo lang, I think that there will be more of a convergence. Kasi kahit yung GMA, mas nagiging open na sa digital platform. So there will be more opportunities to kind of collaborate in the digital space. So para sa akin, very exciting yan, especially now na mas na-fast track because of how things are nowadays. Podcast, we super duper appreciate it kasi baby talaga namin yon. And in terms of finding motivation for some of the topics, sa totoo lang, these are just everyday topics that we go through as a couple. I mean, you think about money, health, daily living, workouts, even emotions such as arguments, jealousy, all of that we live through just like everyone else. And it just so happens we have a platform where we share the stories. So I think yun lang yung nangyayari dun. We're just sharing stories that we go through. And every day we have stories that we make. So every day there are more stories to share for the vlog and the podcast. Play project. Well, actually, I was just a guest there, so I don't know how much I
Uh,
can tell you about it. But
yeah,
I was a
that's
guest there. I think that press play is hosted by Richard Wan. I believe he might be one of the
I
producers as well. But unfortunately, I don't really have much to share about that. But it
okay.
was a fun guesting. I've been getting this question a lot today. There have been a lot of internal discussions about different projects and opportunities na pwede sana namin gawin. It's just that yung landscape natin right now is ever changing. All of a sudden, you have extra rules,
Yes.
then lumuluwag yung rules. So parang nauudlot siya. So I'm not at
Mm-hmm.
liberty to say what these projects are, but they are a moving target kasi hindi natin alam where will we be next month. 3 months from now, 6 months from now. So there will definitely be something. There is one with Megan. There's a couple more without. So when the time is right, then I guess you guys will find out. That it's a very short sentence pero napakabigat nung meaning at halaga ng statement na yon because they're the ones that took a chance on me. Sila yung they're the ones who gambled on me and said, okay, maybe this person can be someone for us. Maybe this person can provide value for us. So it's been 11 years and we're renewing a contract to be on board with GMA and be a Kapuso for the next few years. So ang laking bagay niyan because it shows the trust and I guess it shows what we've been able to do for the past 11 years as well na I would like to assume that it was something good, productive, and of value. So let's go to something na laging tinatanong sa akin and baka maudlot ko yung questions ng iba dito, but I think people are always asking about babies. When are we going to grow the family? Of course, we do have one baby at the moment. That's my dog called Soba. And anong tawag dito? The baby question is definitely something that we've been talking about and We've never really discussed this openly before the wedding, so this is definitely something new, not just for us, but for everyone else involved and following our journey. There's no baby plans at the moment. Of course, 2022 is a new year, so that discussion has yet to be had for next year. So we will find out. You will probably hear the results on our podcast or our vlogs. So maybe when we're ready to start a family, that's where the announcement will start. I would always say na we lived very openly even before the wedding. So yung wedding, it was very much a formality. Mas maraming nagbago dun para sa mga kapatid ko at sa nanay ko kaysa sa aming dalawa ni Megan after the wedding kasi we were living life as if we were married already. So for everyone else, like my mom considers Megan her daughter now, etc., etc. Mas malaki pa yung pagbabago para sa kanila. In terms of discovery, I guess a tidbit that we can share is that we don't wear our wedding rings. And we never really had, and we had no intention. We tried for a couple of days, pero muntik na namin mawala, which was exactly what we expected and thought. So, it was a discovery, pero we kind of knew it. So, na-prove lang namin yung expectations namin.
Thanks, Kuya Alan. Next naman si Mr. Albert Abelido.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you mean. I think that coming off the wedding, maraming nagtatanong, magkikissing-sing ka pa ba? Yung mga ganon. I think these are natural questions, especially in our country. And that's all right. But so far, no limitations. I mean, as an actor, you still take projects as an actor. And if that's part of the script, then it's part of the script. So I think the process of accepting and getting into projects still remains the same. So I think essentially, siguro when it comes to our work, nothing has really changed as much. Megan also, I would say, I can safely say, would feel the same way. We accept projects in terms of what kind of challenge does it pose and how do we grow as a person and as an actor. And I think that should always be at the forefront when making decisions about career and work. This achievement, I guess, is the most recent one that you have. And that would be signing with GMA again. Kasi parang ito yung ano eh. Ito yung parang at the peak of the mountain right now. Kasi ito yung collection ng lahat ng mga ginawa namin together. GMA entrusts me with a project. I have to make sure that I give it my all and I do well. And then the next project, I have to make sure na ipapakita ko I've grown and I've learned from all the previous ones. So I guess itong contract signing, the reason why we're here at lahat tayo nag-uusap-usap, I guess this would be the greatest moment at the time. Diba? Because it shows that we've been doing things right and there's something here that we can still capitalize and grow on in the future. Honest with you, super simple lang yung sagot dyan. I'm happy with them. And I think when you're happy in a certain place and you still find challenges. So I'm happy with them and I'm still very much challenged by the projects and the work that we do. And I think that makes me a better person, to be honest, diba? If you're happy and you're constantly trying to improve on yourself as a worker and as an actor and as a person, then I can't ask for much more personally. Honestly, kanina pa namin pinag-uusapan ni Megan, like, sino ba yung mga hindi ko pa nakakatrabaho? Kasi ang dami na, 11 years is a long time. You work with so many people. So, first of all, I would love to work with all of the co-actresses and co-actors that I've worked with before because I would consider almost all of them my friends. And there's always something new when you work with someone again. Iba yung chemistry ulit eh. Parang there's something more eh. Parang mas malaman siya. But of course, at the same time, the second one would be if I were to think of those na medyo ka-age ko, I haven't really worked with Lovey, I think. I worked with Lovey once, pero that was like 2 taping days. And then I haven't worked with Heart. So those are the people na naiisip ko na my age na hindi ko pa nakakatrabaho. But the third one is more interesting kasi kita natin na on social media, ang daming influx ng new and talented younger artists in GMA now. And how would that work? Hindi ba sobrang nakaka-intriga yun na how would I work with some of the younger artists right now? So what kind of dynamic would that be? Kasi for the longest time, it's usually me and then a more veteran artist. And if you put me as the veteran and someone newer, anong chemistry ang lalabas? So very interesting yun. In terms of hindi pa nagagawa, that's always super duper difficult to think about kasi we don't know what's in store, especially now, may merging of the TV and digital space. So baka may kakaibang platform or kakaibang format na ilalabas. Of course, hindi naman mawawala yung heavy drama, comedies and sitcoms. So I guess open lang ako sa kahit ano, and there's not one specific project that stands out that makes me say, I really want to do this. Parang I've always been, yung mindset ko dati, always just be open for whatever's presented.
Yes.
Oh, how would I describe my journey? I guess my journey was a journey of perseverance, at least from a personal level. Kasi I've never been shy to say na it was a very difficult path for me on a personal level because I had to learn all these new things and it wasn't the easiest thing to learn. I think you could see, my growth from the very first teleserye I did to everything in between to now. I guess the latest one would be Love of My Life, that I've changed and that I've grown in terms of going about my craft, acting, and even hosting. So definitely it was a journey of perseverance because every time that there was a mistake made, I had to get up and learn from it immediately, right away. And happy lang ako na may opportunity to show that I learned. And yeah, sorry, what was the second question, Chad?
What
Highlights. Sa totoo lang. I mean, if you give me any project, I can give you a story that would stick out. And I guess siguro if I were to pick one highlight because of recency bias, let's go with Love of My Life. It was very warmly received by people, even on Netflix. People would tell me that they're always watching it and rewatching it and marathoning it. So para sa akin, it's just nice to know that your most recent project did well and it gives you a lot of motivation, di ba? To head into that next project, kung ano man yun, with a lot of energy. Kind of person who doesn't really wish for much. So I don't think I would, I'm not sure if I would wish for anything. I would probably wish for a next project, but technically they have to give that as well. So with the contract that we have, but not a lot of wishing on my part. I've always been the kind of person go through life a day at a time and whatever is there, just make the most of the opportunity. Well, I don't know of any plans. I've never heard of any, but if the opportunity was there to work with Bea, I've met her maybe once or twice already because of Megan. My God, I would love to work with her. Just the body of work that she's done, it would be very interesting working with her and seeing how she goes about her job. Kid. I think we've been talking about this for a very long time already.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, this was during Sana Ikaw Na Nga. But
Mhm.
after this project, I think our friendship grew because we still had With a Smile, we still had Ang Lihim ni Anasandra, we still had our project in Cambodia. And I always tell people that Andrea was a huge part, especially during my early days, because we spent how many years together doing projects in and out, promos and regionals, and she was even part of the video in during the contract signing. I don't know if they're going to show you guys that
Mhm.
video, but overall, I mentioned a while ago that I can give moments with my co-actors and co-actresses or within a project. And
Mhm.
same with Andrea, the moments that I would share are not just the happy moments, it also would be the challenging moments, similar to what she was talking about. And I think I take that I take that very happily because that collection of moments is basically our friendship and our relationship together.
All right. Um, your image has been very clean, you know. Is there something that Mikael Daez is actually bad at?
Yeah. I'd say I could be pretty bad at everything that I do. It depends who you're gonna compare me to, right? Anong tawag dito? I think it's very difficult judging art and judging this kind of craft, which is
Mhm.
acting or vlogging, which is extremely subjective. I mean, if you're a person looking for a car review and you watch my vlog, you're gonna say, "What is this?" So, diba? Parang depende naman yun. I think more importantly, when you're creating content, which let's be honest, is extremely subjective. I think the most important thing to consider is you need to be happy with what you're producing. And whatever anybody else comes in and sees, then you have to allow them to interpret your content in their own way. So if people relate, then great. If people don't relate, that's okay. So I don't think there's any one piece of content that will universally make every single person in the world happy because we're all different. So I guess yung mindset lang na yun when you're creating the content is very important so that you can stay true to yourself with whatever you create.
All right. Now, last question. I know it's been 11 years that you worked with GMA. Are there specific people that you think you should be thankful for in your career?
Oh yeah, oh my God. I mean, if I go through this list, I'm gonna feel a bit bad because I'm gonna leave people out.
Mm,
But I guess if I were to think about one, hmm, let me think of one. Because a lot of these stories are ano eh. A lot of these stories involve people who are not in the limelight.
mhm,
So if I mention a name, parang syempre, I mean, it wouldn't resonate because baka hindi niyo siya kilala. So I guess we'll just leave it at, in my journey, I think I already mentioned there have been many ups and downs. But in
mhm,
every down, I never picked myself up on my own. There was always someone there. A lot of the times it was Megan. A lot of the times it was people whom I worked with, directors, producers, co-actors. So I would do an injustice to everybody whom I worked with because I consider them a reason why I am here where I am today. So I just say thank you, even to everyone here. A lot of you guys I've talked to and worked with on in various levels, in various platforms. So there's also a role that we all played in each other's lives. So para sa akin, it's a collection of all these moments that led up to this. And then moving forward will be another collection of moments. So I'm super thankful to everyone whom I've come across, to be honest with you.
By the way, who actually was the one who convinced you to go to TV? Coming from, of course, the modeling career.
You know what? We're gonna have to find out. Kailangan na yata natin mag-investigate. It might have been Miss Annette Abrogar Gozon,
Mm,
Abrogar, and I think she saw my Jollibee ad. So I
mm.
think I think that's where it started. But we'll have to do a bit more digging kung yun yung pinakauna, yung unang exposure ko doon sa GMA XX.
Okay, can't wait to see more from you. I'm very happy. Congratulations,
All right,
Mikael.
salamat John. Ingat.
Thanks, Kuya John. And we have one.
So her professionalism and the work ethic that she showed me by example. She didn't like go up to me, oh Mick, ito yung gagawin mo, ito. Just me working with her, being with her, and watching her go about yung ginagawa niya sa isang teleserye, off camera and on camera. Para sa akin, ang laking bagay nun. Because that set the tone for me. Marian was the first leading lady whom I worked with. Amaya was the first teleserye that I worked on. So she was a very good example for me, to be honest. And I thank her for that all the time.